All right. Okay, well, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for attending our Infocus lecture. We're very excited today to have two individuals speaking on the encouraging young artists onto higher education, the Latino art beat story. So with me, I have Don Rossi Nocio, and also we have Vivian Zapata. Don is the co-founder and established Latino Art Beat in 1998, a non-for-profit arts organization that encourages the artistic talent of young high school artists, photographers, and filmmakers. And we also have with us today Vivian Zapata, who is an art instructor and faculty, and she currently teaches at North Park University and also at the Evanston Art Center. So I'm going to turn it over to them and take it away. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you very much, Paula. We appreciate the introduction, and we certainly appreciate the Evanston Art Center hosting this this online lecture. So whoever is tuned in live, I want to say hi and welcome. And this is going to be rebroadcast. So hopefully we're going to get loads and loads and loads of people that that see this. Vivian, you want to welcome our guests?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome.
I'm going to begin by giving a little bit of a background on Latino Art Beat, which is a national non-for-profit visual arts organization. Latino Art Beat was established in 1998. It is now in its 25th anniversary year. And our purpose is to encourage young aspiring artists, high school level, juniors and seniors, basically, on a national basis in participating cities, and encouraging them to study their own ethnic background, if it's Latino and from which country, if it's Mexico or Colombia or Venezuela or Argentina or Spain or Cuba or the rest. Our forte is running this art competition, which is themed "What Hispanic Heritage and Culture Means to Me." And the winners of these competitions in each city that participate with us are awarded a college scholarship so that they can go on to higher education. So as a very brief summary, Latino Art Beat encourages young high school artists on to college and then education to careers through our scholarship program. We operate in major cities around the United States, including Washington, D.C., Miami, Chicago, Los Angeles, and other cities. And we work in partnership with the respective mayor and also with the regional Department of Education. Now, just to excite the audience a little bit, Vivian is going to help me put on a CBS video interview that we did very recently, which will give you more of a pictorial background on Latino Art Beat and also on Vivian's amazing talents in relationship to the Latin Grammys.
All right. So I'm going to pull that up now. Can everyone see the video?
Yes.
All right.
As we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we explore a nonprofit group that's helping young artists express their culture and creativity.
Our Joe Donlan introduced us to Latino Art Beat, its founder, and a young artist who has benefited from its generosity.
To have a clear vision of what you'd like to accomplish and be persistent in the pursuit of your dreams.
Words of wisdom from artist and instructor Vivian Zapata. What else does she tell her students?
Stick with people that want to help you grow.
I'm a bit prejudiced because I think this is one of the best Latin Grammy posters that they've ever published.
Oh, wow.
Zapata says that without the help of Don Rossi Nuccio, she might not be where she is today. And that Latin Grammy poster?
The notes are kind of dancing and some of the notes have faces on them.
Zapata created this poster back in 2005, the first Latin Grammy poster ever designed by a student artist. It was Nuccio who urged the Latin Grammy president to open up the poster competition to the young non-professionals.
And what happens? Our Illinois student, Vivian Zapata, wins.
But that's only one example of how Nuccio changed young artists' lives.
This one depicts the Battle of Puebla.
There are many through his Chicago-based national nonprofit Latino Art Beat.
This piece in particular is spectacular. It's our national winner this year.
Latino Art Beat offers annual visual arts and film competitions to aspiring young people. The award, scholarships of up to $20,000. It's about more than money.
We've allowed them a venue in which they can not only celebrate their heritage, but also celebrate their artistic talents. I constantly look in awe at the artwork that comes in every year.
Nuccio showed us some of the winners.
Here we have a student artist from Washington, D.C., and this shows her Central American background. The theme is what Hispanic heritage and culture means to me. When they draw a picture of their grandfather and you see the lines in his face, it reaches your heart. And that kid now is sending a message. This depicts one of the Civil War battles.
Don Rossi Nuccio's love for the arts and education began when he was a child. In his life, he's been everything from a high-level accountant to an impresario. His work has taken him around the globe, meeting everyone from top politicians to Hollywood celebrities. He began Latino Art Beat 25 years ago in Chicago's Douglas Park.
We had 300 kids show up. I had $300 in my pocket. I passed it out to some of the student winners. And that's how Latino Art Beat started.
The event got front page coverage in the North Lawndale News, and from there, it all took off.
Richard Daly gives me a call. And he said, Don, congratulations, you made front page. You're going to do this next year, and we're going to help you.
Over the years, Latino Art Beat has grown. Competitions across the country. Young people don't have to be of Hispanic heritage to participate.
They will give their interpretation of what they think Hispanic heritage is. So we can give a scholarship to a Polish American kid, to a Chinese American kid.
Nuccio says the important thing is to help young people pay it forward. Zapata agrees.
I'm very inspired by his work, providing an outlet to, express the beauty of our culture. I think that's amazing.
It's a divine blessing to be able to help young people.
Joe Donlin, CBS 2 News.
You, Joe. Nuccio says culture, heritage, and background are vital building blocks to help young artists prepare for the future. To date, Latino Art Beat has given $5 million in scholarships. To learn more, including how student artists can apply, log on to our website, cbschicago.com.
All right. All right. All right. So thank you. And Don, could you tell us a little bit more about Latino Art Beat?
Absolutely. I hope everybody has enjoyed that CBS interview. We were very, very proud of doing that.
Does it take
And
dancer?
Sorry.
and
It takes the mind of steel
Sorry.
and limbs of rubber.
I hear someone else's voice.
It takes pushing the body to its limits to know that.
Sorry.
Did you get it, Vivian?
I'll get it. All right. Sorry about that. Okay.
No, that's okay. The crux of the foundation of Latino Art Beat, as you could see in the CBS interview and my earlier comments, is encouraging young artists on to higher education and assisting them with their dreams of becoming an artist. And that dream of becoming an artist is multifaceted. A lot of times, because we're working with inner city kids and inner city families, a typical, let's say, a Mexican, middle-class family will say, well, I don't want my son to go on to art school because, how is he going to earn a living? And what we try to strive, that there are so many opportunities available to visual artists. Now we know that not everyone is going to become a Picasso or a Basquiat or a Michelangelo, even though we would love to have some. But there are so many things in website design, for example, product design, for example. When we talk about website, it's putting a site together, using artistic talents, etc. And on a commercial basis, for many, many years, Latino Art Beat had a very strong partnership with General Motors. And General Motors at that time was the largest automobile manufacturer in the world. And it vies for that position with Toyota. 1 year, one is bigger than the next. But what General Motors did for our program is it proved that there are employment opportunities after college for young visual artists. What we did for several years is we had our students design Hispanic Heritage Month posters. And those posters were released officially in the city of Chicago, in Los Angeles, in Miami, in Washington, D.C. And General Motors complemented what we were doing by putting out full-page advertisements in major newspapers across the United States, and magazine, People magazine, the Miami Herald, Chicago newspapers, Los Angeles newspapers, and they would take out full-page ads profiling our national winner of that year. And then that national winner, in one particular instance, was invited to General Motors' art and design studio in California, outside of Los Angeles, to show that, hey, there's a real opportunity to get a job with your visual arts talents. And with sponsors like General Motors and the many other sponsors that we've had over the years, we have been very successful in seeing some of our students, in particular our national winners, being placed in major corporations. Now, when I say national winner, the procedure is the following. Each of the cities that participates with Latino Art Beat runs its Latino Art Beat organization competition. So in DC, we're called DC Latino Art Beat. In Miami, we're called Miami Latino Art Beat. And in a minute, I'm going to talk about Cuba Latino Art Beat. So of all the first and second place winners, that artwork is sent to us by the mayor's department or a regional department of education for us to select the national winner. So the national winner then comes from that pool of first place and second place winners from across the United States. And typically, the national winner will be awarded a $20,000 scholarship. And in one case, combined with our academic partner, the Maryland Institute College of Art, one student got close to $140,000. So it's very well positioned to help young people onto higher education. Now, of the pool of artists who are chosen to be the national winner, we do award ceremonies in the various cities. Now, for example, during the pandemic, we had to shut down some of our personal appearances, but we still ran the competitions. And this year, recently, we had startling news because our national winner came from the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., and she was the first to become a national winner. Her name is Isabella Cesnan, and she's of Brazilian descent. And Mayor Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C., invited us to do our awards presentation there in Washington, where she was feted. We had representatives from the Brazilian embassy that came along. She was awarded a congratulatory letter by the Brazilian ambassador. We had, as some of our VIP guests, the ambassador from Cuba and the second secretary of the Embassy of Cuba in Washington, D.C., some of our local partners and sponsors, the Marriott at Georgetown Hotel, for example, Maryland Institute College of Art was present. So it's a big thing to honor these students and give them exposure that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So in addition to the scholarship that Isabella, we called her Izzy, received, she had a lot of notoriety in media, newspapers, television, et cetera, et cetera. And she's happily attending the Maryland Institute at the moment. And it looks like she's on her path to, you know, go into her sophomore year and eventually graduate from there. Now, in addition to the National Awards presentation being held in Washington, D.C. this year, we also celebrated our 25th anniversary. We've been around 25 years, and in those 25 years, we've awarded well over $5 million, some of which my co-host today received some money when she won the Latin Grammy, and you saw that in the CBS video. So Miami hosted a very large retrospective art gallery exhibit. And we had an opening night reception. We had our sponsors there. We had representatives from the Miami mayor's office there. We had students. We had a musical group. So it was truly a gala event. And I hope I'm around for the next 25th anniversary event, but we shall see. Then we celebrated another milestone with Cuba Latino Art Beat. And we started the Cuba operation back in 2017. That was our first competition there. And it resulted from me being invited by the Obama White House to be part of the president's delegation on his official and historic trip to Cuba in 2016, before he left office as president. I was very proud. I was very honored to be part of President Obama's outreach to Cuba. And we've been very faithful to that outreach. And until today, in 2023, and we're introducing the 2024 art competition in Havana, is we run our competition very similar to what we do in the United States. The Ministry of Culture and Casas de Cultura, which is a division of the Ministry of Culture, are our partners. The students are very, very enthusiastic about the program, and we hope that it carries on for many, 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 many more years. Now, I'm going to ask Vivian to help me show some slides, and then I'll describe the slides as they're being played.
All right.
Okay, so first, and we did mention that our big presentation this year was in Washington, D.C., hosted by Mayor Bowser. And this is our first place Washington, D.C. piece. It's quite a large piece, and it depicts a Civil War battle. You see a Northern soldier, you know, fighting with one of the Indians. And this young man is extremely talented. Piero is his name. And we awarded him a $1,000 scholarship. We're tracking his college education at the moment, and hopefully we can encourage him and participate in the next couple years to make sure that he does graduate. Next. Here he is, Piero Re Roque. And as you can see, we describe it as Civil War battle on horseback, which red is the dominant color. And you can see the background is you know, the presentation from the Washington, D.C. Mayor's office, Mariel Bowser. We always thank the mayors for their tremendous support in profiling, you know, kids and participants in the Latino Art Beat competition. Next. Here's just a view of the participants at the DC Awards presentation, and you see Piero sitting there, his family's up in the front. In the corner is a representative from the Maryland Institute College of Art, our friends from the Cuban Embassy, and every seat was full. Again, it was not a very large gathering because, again, we were in the mayor's office. Next. Here we are, and this is, I'm so proud of this young lady. So Isabella Cisne, who we call Izzy, created this piece of the Madonna in a white dress. Now, because Izzy is of Brazilian background, she portrayed the Madonna or the Virgin Mary, or Saint Mary, as they like to call her in Brazil, in typical Bahia costume. And the ambassador from Brazil was very touched by her entry and did send her a congratulatory letter. I also wanted to thank the ambassador from Cuba and the second secretary for supporting us and really encouraging our programs here in the United States, as well as giving us tremendous support in Cuba. Isabella received a $20,000 scholarship through our collaboration with the Maryland Institute College of Art. How many of you know students and kids and young artists that could well use a $20,000 scholarship? So Latino Art Beat, we're there and we're ready to help the kids. Next. Here's a shot of Isabella with some of her fellow students. Her feeder high school was School Without Walls, which is quite, you know, it's a small school, you know, in the middle of Washington, D.C., but its concentration on art and promoting art is just amazing. I had the privilege of meeting with the principal and with Isabella's teacher, who I've now known for a couple of years. So they're very supportive of our program, and the proof is in the pudding. You see her smiling face after she realized that she was getting a $20,000 scholarship. Next. Now, of great importance to us at Latino Art Beat is the Cuba Latino Art Beat initiative. And as I stated earlier, I was part of the Obama White House delegation on his historic trip to Cuba in 2016, and we initiated our program in 2017. We brought the student winners of the Cuba Latino Art Beat competition to the United States to study summer courses at the Maryland Institute College of Art. They partnered with us in bringing these students with their tuition and their room and board, et cetera, et cetera. So let's show some of the slides from Cuba Latino Art Beat. Here I am in one of the offices at the Academia Nacional de Bellas Artes San Alejandro. It's the oldest and, importantly, the most prestigious fine arts secondary school in Cuba. It's located in the capital in Havana. And the day that I was on campus, the president of the university, of the institution, actually invited some of his top art students to listen to my presentation. All of them will participate, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the 2024 Cuba Latino Art Beat initiative. We're hopefully going to be able to offer the first and second place winners of the Cuba operation to come to the States in the summer to study advanced college level art courses. Next. Here's a wonderful shot at the Cuban Havana awards presentation of Latino Art Beat, and then you see me in the center there, and some of the students are the winners of the previous competition. All the way far to your left is Igor, who's one of the top motivators of Casas de Cultura, who's our partner in Havana. And when we go all the way to the right of the screen, you will see Fabio, who is one of our Latino Art Beat ambassadors to Cuba, and he was our very first place winner, and he enjoyed coming up to the United States to study summer college art courses at the Maryland Institute. And then next to Fabio are some of the representatives from the Casas de Cultura, Marlene, and Igor is on the other side, etc. And then the student winners. Next. I decided to throw this in, so it has nothing to do with the competition. But in Cuba, the only way to get around for me is by taxi. And this particular driver was introduced to me by one of the government officials, and he was my evening transportation. And I fell in love with his 1950, it might have been a 1940 pink Chevrolet. Next. We can't operate in Cuba without the blessing of the United States Embassy in Havana. And I did visit with the proper officials and the cultural attaché at the US Embassy in Havana. And there you see me pictured in our embassy next to the American and the Cuban flag. Next. One of my Cuban student honorable mentions, before he came to see me he visited me after the awards presentation, he just sketched a picture of me smoking a cigar. And he said he did it in about 15 minutes just to show the amazing talent level of some of these artists. Next. Here represents the Latino Art Beat Cuba student ambassadors to Cuba. And each one of the three of them were first place winners in past competitions. There is Stephanie, who is just a brilliant artist. There is Hermione, who was our current winner, and I'm going to show you a rendition of her fabulous painting. And then on the other side is Fabio, who I announced earlier was our very first place winner, who studied through our partnership with Micah in Baltimore some years ago. Next. Here is the rendering of Herminia's artwork. It's just an amazing piece. The theme of the competition is friendship between the youth of the United States and Cuba. Next. Now, I did mention that we did our 25th anniversary in Miami this year. So we're going to go on to the first slide. And here I am in my most comfortable role, and that's addressing students and talking about our program and the opportunities that we make available to young high school juniors and seniors. This presentation was at the New World School of the Arts, which along with Dash are the two top high schools in the southeastern part of the United States. Next. Now, if you can look very close, I'm sort of lost in the sea of students there. I have an excellent relationship with all of the schools in Miami, with the Miami Mayor's Office and Miami-Dade County Public Schools, who is our collaborative partner. And so many of these students just take the opportunity to participate with Miami Latino Art Beat. And we've given out now to Miami students well over $1 million total. Country-wise, we've awarded more than $5 million in scholarships. Next. Now, there's a glamorous part of Latino Art Beat. We get a lot of film stars and music stars, etc. And Vivian is going to talk about an amazing star-studded event that she participated with. And I know Vivian is anxious to tell you all about that. Here I am with Jackie Chan at one of our earlier Miami exhibits. Next. Here's one of the walls of the current exhibit, which was up for a couple months at the Miami Hyatt Regency Hotel. They are one of our logistical partners for the Miami operation. And we have partnerships and collaborations in each city that we work with. And you can see some of the magnificent artwork of Miami students that's portrayed on this wall. Next. Here was one of our top winners from a previous year. Next. And this young lady, with the combined scholarship, we were able to give her well over $100,000, which made a tremendous difference. So don't jump out of your chair. At the end of the program, we're going to tell you how to contact Latino Art Beat and show us your talents. Next. Here we are. All the way to the left is Enrique. He's one of our current winners from Miami and from one of the two fabulous high schools down there, Dash. His teacher and I have known each other for many years, and they've participated with our program for many years. And of course, you see me there, a little bit disheveled. That was on the night of the gala. And then next to me are two executives from the Miami Tourist Board who helped finance our gallery exhibit. And then all the way in the corner, the smiling gentleman is one of the executives of the Hyatt Regency Hotel, who has just been so cooperative with us. And I greatly admire his support. And we look forward to a long-term relationship with the Miami Hyatt Regency Hotel. Next. Here's another one of the walls of the current exhibit, and then you'll see the Washington, D.C. piece in the back of my volunteer there. And it's such a spectacular piece that we decided to profile it in Miami. I'm very proud of my volunteers. They happen to be family members. It's my niece, who's also a photographer for Latino Art Beat, Angela, and my sister-in-law, Joanne, who just love participating with the event. Next. Here is our Best of Show film winner. Now, I haven't had a chance to talk much about our film division, but in addition to art, we accept film entries and we award the film winners, whether they're from Miami. This student is particularly from Miami, but we throw the film competition in all of the participating cities. And some of our film students have gone on to be very, very, very successful. For example, a few years back, we had twin brothers, the Cooper brothers, who won in our competition from Los Angeles. They were feted at the Holly Shorts Film Festival, and they're now editing trailers for the Walt Disney Company. So there are job opportunities for these kids after graduation. Next.
I think that's everything.
So now I would like to invite my patient former student winner of the Latin Grammy poster competition, Vivian, to take over.
All right. Thank you, Don. Yeah, so I'd like to talk a little bit about my involvement with Latino Art Beat, and also my participation in the Latin Grammy poster contest. So I'm going to travel back in time, and I was an undergraduate student at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign when I came across a flyer on campus announcing the Latin Grammy poster contest. Immediately this opportunity resonated with me, and I think for two reasons. I was an art student at the time, and of course, my ancestry is Hispanic. I felt like I could do a pretty good job of expressing what Latin American music means to me, and specifically the joy that it exudes. And so what I did initially to begin the design is I gathered a lot of visual material in the form of images of musicians, singers, instruments, and I had a really excellent professor who got us into the habit of creating sketches. And so I created small sketches in my sketchbook. And then what I did is I took these smaller sketches to construct the larger design. So, I did the best I could. I sent it in, and I have to be honest, it was a really, really big surprise to learn that I won first place. And I was very excited because I learned that I would be flying out to Los Angeles to the actual Grammys. I actually flew out to Los Angeles twice. The first time I flew out there with my mother, and we attended the official press conference for the Latin Grammys. So imagine a big room full of celebrities. And, in this sea of celebrities and stars, I was actually made to feel very special because at the event, there was an official unveiling of my poster. So we were up in a balcony, and I think there was also a countdown, 3, 2, 1. We unveiled it, and there was a large applause. And again, it was a very proud moment. I was very happy, and I'll show you some pictures from that event. And the second time I flew out to Los Angeles was to actually attend the actual gala event. So I flew out there with my cousin. My dear cousin is also an artist, and I was very happy that he got to come along. And there were many highlights from the actual Grammy gala event. First, well, actually, I should mention that I did receive a head-to-toe makeover. So I got my hair highlighted and styled. They did my makeup, they did my nails, and this was the night before flying out there. So once we arrived, kind of closer to the evening time, we actually got to walk down the red carpet. And it was actually a green carpet at that time because it was hosted by Heineken. And so as I walked, I remember a lot of photographers calling out my name, Vivian, Vivian. And I got to taste what it's like to be a celebrity. I guess they thought I was a singer, but of course I was the visual artist of the event. And then in a different instance, I looked down the carpet and I couldn't believe it. I was a little bit starstruck, but I saw Juanes. He's a Colombian musician, composer. And I was starstruck in the moment because he was actually one of the artists that I had been listening to in the creation process of the poster. So we got a chance to say hi. I took a picture with him. And then, so after walking down the red carpet, we were led into the venue. And I have to be honest that for me, this for sure was the highlight of the whole experience, because upon entry, and imagine this huge venue. We've all seen the Grammys on TV. There were small tables set up right outside, and these tables had stacks of programs, like really tall stacks of programs, hundreds and hundreds of programs. And I just could not believe that all of these programs had my design on it. And it was a very surreal moment. It felt like a dream. I couldn't believe it. And so we got to see the event. It was a combination of presenters and musical acts. And we were actually also invited to the after party. So that was a lot of fun. There was loud music. People were enjoying themselves. I got to meet some additional stars. And it was just a lot of fun. It's definitely an an experience that'll stay with me forever. And when people hear about this, they're also amazed, like, wow, you got to do that? That's really great. And of course, there was a lot of publicity coming out from this. I'll show you some press clippings. But because the word got out, there were some additional commission opportunities that came from this, specifically from my university. There was a professor of English who contacted me to create their poster design for their school-wide conference. And I also completed a commission work for a conference called Documenting the Differences Diversity Makes. This was a commission from the Ford Foundation, actually. So, you know, I'm very thankful for all of this. And I forgot to mention the most important thing, probably. I also won a full year tuition scholarship for that year. So I'll take this opportunity to thank Don again, even though so many years have passed. Thank you, Don Rossi Nuccio. Thank you, Latino Art Beat. Thank you to the Latin Grammys for this unbelievable opportunity. I should actually, I think I'll probably share some images. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's the official poster. This poster design was included on all of the programs for the gala event. And it was also printed as a poster design that was distributed internationally. This is a page included within the program. And on this page, you can see that Latino Art Beat, in partnership with the Latin Recording Academy, wishes to congratulate me, who was the official artist for the event that year. This is a picture taken right outside of the press conference. So that's Don, myself with the poster. These are examples of press clippings coming from the event. Up here we have a clipping from my university newspaper, the Daily Illini. And right beneath that here, we have the front cover of Extra bilingual newspaper. And that's an image of myself right after they completed the makeover. And then right next to that is a picture with me with Juanes. Okay, and then a few pictures from the actual event. So this was taken at the after party, and here we are with the president of the Latin Grammys. His name is Gabriel Avaroa. All right, and here we are with the former mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villarraigosa. And here we are with Puerto Rican reggaeton star Lennox. And he's just one of many celebrities that was at the event. All right, I think that concludes the slideshow.
Thank you very much, Vivian. And I want to say that Vivian is one of our star testimonials to the Latino Art Beat program. And if anyone is interested, you can go online, and Vivian, a year or so ago, did a testimonial on her participation with Latino Art Beat. And you can look it up under Latino Art Beat, Vivian Latin Grammys. Now, Vivian, can you clear the screen?
Oh, sure. Let's see. Okay.
There we go. we would like to encourage, inquiries or questions. And those of you who are seeing it now, you can respond, or you can send us your questions, and we'll be very happy to answer. I have a particular question for Vivian. Vivian, I'd like you to tell the audience where you're currently teaching, what you teach, and just give us a current background on your teaching. And then you're an independent artist also, and you do some marvelous, marvelous artwork. So I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Yes, so I'm currently an art instructor. My official title at the university, I'm an adjunct faculty member at North Park University, but I'm also an art instructor at the Evanston Art Center. So at North Park, I teach introductory courses such as beginning drawing and two-dimensional design. And at the Evanston Art Center, I've offered many sections of adult beginning drawing as well as youth painting and drawing courses. And yeah, I find sections of time where I develop artwork and I also exhibit my work. So the most recent exhibit that I participated in was at Governor State University. I was invited by the director after I submitted some work to an art competition at Moraine Valley Community College. So I was actually invited in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, and I'm very thankful for that show. Yeah, that's a little bit about my background. Don, maybe I can ask you a question as well.
I'm ready.
All right. My question is, for any youth that might be interested in pursuing a creative career, what piece of advice would you give to young people who want to pursue creative careers? And in your view, what does it take to become a successful artist?
That's an excellent question, and I appreciate you asking me this. My first reaction would be, for each of you young artists that might be listening to this, you'll know what your talent level is, and you'll also know what your aspirations are. And my very, very firm advice is keep drawing, keep painting, keep making films if you're a filmmaker, and don't give up. Just keep pursuing it. And then go to your mentors, your teachers, your professors, your neighborhood organizations that are involved in art or in film or in photography, and ask for their assistance. And certainly you can come to organizations like Latino Art Beat, where even if you're not participating in one of our competitions, we're always glad to sit down and give advice. Now, the second part of your question, what does it take to become a successful artist? Well, first of all, it takes talent, it takes determination, and then, fortunately or unfortunately, it takes a bit of luck. Now, in Vivian's case, she never could have dreamed that she would be the Latin Grammy poster winner. And you saw all of the fabulous things that happened with her, and the after party and the recognition. And many, many years later, we're still congratulating Vivian. And I mentioned the Cooper brothers earlier, who are now editing trailers for Disney. So those possibilities exist. Not everybody gets them, but I would emphasize, it's talent, perseverance, and then a bit of luck.
All right. Yeah, maybe we could show the audience where to get a hold of Latino Art Beat.
Okay, so anyone that's interested in our program, or wants to talk to us, or would like to participate with the art competition or the film competition, or just ask us a bunch of questions, do it directly at Latino Art Beat's email address, which is latinoartbeat@hotmail.com. And there Vivian has spelled it out very, very clearly. So write it down, And if you don't have a piece of paper, or if you're listening to a replay of this, you can always contact the Evanston Art Center. Vivian works there, so you can get a hold of us that way. But the best way is send us an email, and we do respond to emails.
All right.
Now, I would say, do we have any other questions from anyone who's tuned in at the moment?
I don't see any other ones. This was fantastic. Thank you both so much. Yeah. Is there any closing words or thoughts?
Well, Vivian and I would like to thank you, Paula,
Well,
and
thank
the
you.
Evanston Art Center for hosting this Zoom lecture. And we wish to continue collaborating with you and, with your students and with your programs. And I'm sure Vivian has got a couple of closing words.
Well, yeah, I would like to thank you as well, Paula. Thank you for this time to get to know about Latino Art Beat's story and my participation with Latino Art Beat. Thank you so much.
And thank you, both of you, because Vivian has been teaching here for several years, many years, and it was just such a, an unknown fact to us about her success and your program. So that's on me to maybe do better interviews with some of the people that are teaching at the Art Center. But I hope that we're so proud of everything that Vivian has done. And of course, you too, Don. This is an amazing organization and program for students. And I loved sharing about all your outreach to all these different cities and countries. And it's amazing that the woman in DC got a $25,000 scholarship. And also Vivian too. I mean, that's just amazing in this day and age, right? So, but anyway, but thank you so much. And we look forward to a future partnership.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye,
very
everyone.
much. Thank you so much. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.